Hello and welcome to the HGC Open Cup number 4 here in phase 2 of the 2018 season. I'm Murda, and tonight I'm being joined by my great friend and fellow Nexus Now podcast host, ghostDunk. How's it going, man?
It's going fantastic, Murda. I'm really excited to see these teams. We've got a few newcomers into the cup here that I think are going to do real well. So I'm really excited to see how they fare against the teams that have already been played.
Yeah, a lot of new teams we have coming over from the Philippines tonight. Storm Gaming, super hype. You can catch them over on twitch.tv/BlizzHeroes.
Yeah.
Definitely probably the most exciting team joining this week.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And we've got some others here. We've got, I think they are here from the previous Open Division series in the last HGC phase. We're going to be watching tonight Umbrella and Limonade. So they are a newcomer here, and they're going to be going up against Team Name Change. So we're going to see that tonight. And we do believe we're going to be following that branch the whole way through, all the way to the semifinals.
Yeah, it should be some pretty exciting matches. I know TNC's been playing really hot recently. Won an event, the TAW Open 2, which NGS helped sponsor with TAW, which is a really great event. I think it was about a week and a half ago. Been playing really hot, but they got to translate that into some open victories here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to see how they do, see if they pick up some points on the board. I do believe Team Name Change, yeah, in fact, I believe they have some points already. I'm trying to find them on here. No, they don't. Team Name Change do not have any points just yet. Let's see if they can make that change. See if they can pick up at least 10 points here, but they are going to have to go through the boys from, I forget what university is actually.
University of Laval, right?
Yeah, I believe so. So
Okay.
We're going to see how that goes tonight. I'm very excited for it. And I believe, what patch are we on tonight?
Tournament patch, I believe it is the 2.35 patch.
Yeah,
The
but
one with the
otherwise
Rainer and
known,
Asmodean rework.
yeah, otherwise known as the Jimmy patch.
Yeah, you mean you want to talk about this Jimmy thing for a bit here?
I mean, there's not. I think
How much more is there to say?
Right. Yeah, it's Jimmy's back is basically the word. He's broken right now, at least on the ladder. We're gonna see if the teams prioritize him at all. He was prioritized pretty highly from what I could see in the Open Division in EU. But not to be outdone, Asmodean also has a rework. Less seeing Asmodean in coordinated play, but Jimmy has a whole lot of new traits. He's got a talent called Ace in the Hole that basically means he kills the other team. I think that's what that talent does.
It is.
No, I'm checking my notes. It does 30% extra damage on all his abilities and auto attacks on enemies that are slowed.
Yeah, absolutely. And you pair this with so many meta heroes right now, so much Blaze. You've been seeing a lot more Thrall recently that he pairs so well with. Definitely opportunity tonight to see Rainer. I would not be surprised if he's banned out because we also are introducing for the first time here in the Open Cups the 3 bans, ghostDunk.
Yep. Yeah, I'm very excited to see what other heroes it sort of brings out of the woodwork. Maybe we're going to see some heroes that we don't often see. Maybe we're going to see some teams try and go for support/tank chokes. It's an open field as far as I'm concerned. I'm really excited to see what the Open Div teams, both at the top and the bottom of the rankings, do.
Absolutely. So we do have a huge initiative tonight where we want to encourage all of you to check out the HeroesHype Patreon if you have not looked at it yet. www.patreon.com/HeroesHype. Go ahead and click over there right now with me. Check it out. There's so many awesome tiers that you can become a patron and support HeroesHype through their ever-going support of the amateur scene here in North America. There's a $2 tier that you can just show your appreciation. It goes all the way up through $5, $10, $20, $45 where you get a swag bag. Come on. If you can get a swag bag, you need to get that right now.
Yeah, it's not just one swag bag. I believe it's 2. You go to the legendary tier, which is $45 or more per month. You get a monthly thank you on the stream. You get an ongoing reward of exclusive guaranteed and early access to HeroesHype hosted events at dorms, at Western Clash, at BlizzCon. And you go to BlizzCon, you get the BlizzCon event swag bag, and it's even shipped to you if you can't attend. So Not only that, you get an exclusive yearly swag bag and a yearly inclusion in the Heroes Hype shoutout. So
That
huge
is
goals for that.
insane.
Yeah, but
Insane.
if you're not ready for the $45 a month tier, though, there's a simple $5 tier though. You get into the Discord and you get access to exclusive Heroes Hype community Discord channel. So you hop in there and chat with all the other patron people supporting Heroes Hype, and it's a good cause. We bring out amateur teams to play Heroes of the Storm, people that were looking to get started in esports, teams that are they're looking to make their name, they're looking to, or just have some fun playing this game and just really bringing a lot of energy to the Heroes community.
So it looks like our teams are just finishing up their map ban phase, and looks like TNC is going to have the first pick, and Umbrellas and Limonade are going to ban out Braxis. TNC is going to ban out Tomb. We're heading to Infernal Shrines, ghostDunk.
All right. I love Infernal Shrines. Infernal Shrines, probably the most popular map in the competitive community here. It's an amazing map. A lot of ways to win. An objective that matters. A map that's not too snowbally, and it doesn't really, it doesn't always go to the late game. So very good map. Where did you see some John Cena punish some people here tonight?
I mean, the thing about Infernal Shrines, I've recently done a little bit of polling, and it's definitely the most popular map right now. Everyone loves to play it. I think because of how balanced it is, you can play more of a macro style. You can play like, hey, let's just get this objective, push with it. And it never feels bad if you lose the objective compared to some of the other maps.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of ways of working with it. Some skill involved even in trying to manipulate the objective. It's just a really good map for pro play overall.
Absolutely. I do believe we are about to be hopping in a lobby, which means viewers, we are close to getting you into the action here tonight.
Yeah. So with this patch, I think we're going to see a lot of the same trends that we saw last week. I think we're going to see a lot of Yrel, a lot of Genji bans. It really, a big question mark is, are we going to see Raynor ban, or are we going to see it go through? Because in EU, at least earlier today, we saw a lot of people just let Raynor go through, and we saw a lot of people just ban sort of off picks and sort of let all the really popular heroes go through, except for Genji.
Yeah. Well, all right. So Genji's kind of been in a bit weird of a spot, I think, with Sergeant Hammer starting to creep into the meta just a little bit. He doesn't have quite the finishing power because of her ability to use that armor. Like, he can't just swift strike in and get the kill. So maybe he falls a bit down because teams are thinking a late pick Sergeant Hammer could be a possibility for them.
Absolutely, yeah.
We'll see. There's so many new wrinkles being introduced recently in the game.
Mm-hmm. I think I saw earlier today one of the top teams played a Tassadar Vala, bringing that back all the way from ancient past.
Yeah, I think it's really good still on Team of the Spider Queen. I believe, didn't Heroes Hearth run that over the weekend against the Cho'Gall comp of Tempo Storm?
I can't remember.
Or was it a Medivh, or was it a Tassadar that they paired with it? I'm pretty sure it was the Tassadar.
Yeah, I did not get a chance to watch that. I did see that the Cho'Gall was played, and I also heard that it lost. So I was like, maybe I can skip this game. So.
Yeah, you got to give it up to our new North American overlords.
Oh yeah,
Heroes Hearth. And hey, they're an open division team. Look how far they've made it. Just this time last year, they're fighting for their spot to get into HGC. And now they are #1 in North America. So these teams we're watching tonight, could a similar story unfold for them? Only time will tell. But exciting to get to see some of these teams really start putting the pieces together.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how this works out, because I feel like so many of these teams could take the tournament all the way to the end and get into that Crucible match, because right now we're seeing the top two. We're seeing Wrong Orc and Freebirds kind of going back and forth. They're trading off cups, first and second place in all 3 cups so far. However, a lot of these teams down here at the bottom are within striking distance, and you get to a tournament full of 8 teams, and you have to fight your way to the end. So even if you get 1,000 points by the end of the cup, you know, you could still get knocked out in that tournament. And we've got teams like Reborn, who was able to take out Queen's Gambit, and Queen's Gambit have a lot of players on it that were in King's Gambit who made it all the way to the Crucible, and they darn near beat No Tomorrow. Was it No Tomorrow?
I believe so. Them are LFM. Hey, we're in a draft. Look at this.
Hold everything. We've got a match.
We'll talk more about some of that stuff later on, including Reborn, Team Numerics. These teams are playing so well. But Infernal Shrines, map number 1 of the night. This is Team Name Change up against Umbrella and Limonade. 3 bans for the first time. You're seeing it here, and this is what Heroes of the Storm is going to be moving forward up until BlizzCon. So if you're not getting used to your draft strategy, you better pick it up quick, because these games will be flying at you. But not only the games flying at you, the draft picking timers are so much faster now, ghostDunk.
Absolutely. And this is going to be, you have to be prepared now. You have to come in with bans ready to go. Urel being banned first out, no surprise here. Don't want to see the jumping goat anymore. She is just crazy powerful right now. She took a little bit of a dive in popularity, but she's still right up there at the top. I still don't think she loses any off lanes. Jimmy answers the question, are we going to see a first ban Jimmy ban? And we do. He is out of here. We are not going to deal with that this game.
Yeah, I think definitely smart not risking your tournament over a Jim laner rainer.
Yeah.
Phoenix is going to be the next ban here for, I believe I saw Team Name Change on the left, correct?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So Team Name Change going to ban out the Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix being banned out here. A bit of a surprise for me. I don't know that Phoenix had such high priority here, especially maybe they were angling to get the Genji, and they say, okay, well, if we're going to make them ban out Genji, Alex Straza, immediate pickup. I'm not surprised. Phoenix probably an off ban for them, because that leaves up Genji and Alex Straza, 2 very first pickable characters at the moment.
Not only is Alex Straza becoming more and more meta with her life binder changes, but also this is Infernal Shrines, one of her strongest maps where she can pop that dragon form, push the enemy team off. Now we're seeing Umbrella and Limonade pick up Diablo and Deckard Cain.
Yep, no surprise there. Sticking with the current meta, Diablo and Deckard. We're going to see a Malthael pick here. But yeah, Diablo and Deckard also very popular. Deckard being the next most popular support at the moment. Diablo gained a sudden surge of popularity over the last weekend in HGC, and he had a lot of success.
So the Phoenix ban starting to make a bit more sense. Looks like they're going to go with a Malthael here, potentially for that solo lane, and he has a terrible matchup up against Phoenix. So it kind of makes sense to me that why they'd want to get rid of that. The shielding just too good against Malthael.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on Malthael on this map? Do you think it plays into what they could potentially be doing with the Murda? What are your thoughts here?
I think it depends on the team. Some teams like to play Malthael as more of a macro hero, kind of like a Blaze that has a sort of an execute. He shows up for a team fight, hits R, and then goes back off to laning. But a lot of times he's also a bruiser looking to get in and get a lot of damage done. So it depends on how Team Name Change decides to play Malthael. But I think it's a strong pick. Diablo, pretty rough with percent-based damage, although he doesn't have any armor, so not quite as bad as someone like Garrosh. The Murda, though, does not surprise me. Murda being the next most popular tank, if not the most popular tank in HGC at the moment. So outside of the Malthael being very meta, and there we have it, the Vala Tassadar, like I thought.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it becoming a thing again. Tassadar Vala, this is kind of like, what is this, 2016?
I know. Well, 2016, 2017, and 2018, so.
Apparently, it will never die. Tassadar is back, ladies and gents. Check him out here. Okay, so, I mean, this gives them a bit more wave clear if they want to split the Tassadar out to help soak some lanes. Obviously, pairing it with the Vala, she's going to be super sturdy up against that Murda, Cassia, Maiev,
immediate counter,
here for TNT. I like the Cassia right now. I think she's in a fantastic spot.
Yeah.
Maiev, it feels like she's kind of dipping off a bit, but I'm not upset about it.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm trying to think of how they're going to work Maev here. You know, you immediately think Warden's cage, but I'm looking at the rest of their team. Maybe, you know, putting Cassia in there in that cage of doom is going to work. It's going to help maybe if she goes lightning ball. But you know, we could throw us for a loop, and Maev could go containment disc. So we're going to see how this works out. You could, you know, hey, you contain the hyper carry. Maybe you shut him down that way.
I think that for me, if you get rid of, say, like Sonya, if she's in your face, or Avala, if she's just starting to rip through with full stacks, I could see the containment disc being an option for them.
Yeah, absolutely. But we are going to see, this should not be an unfamiliar name, APM, also known as Matre, on the side of Umbrella and Limonada, is going to be playing that hyper carry. It's going to be the APM show here on the side of that team. And over here on TNC, we've got Cassia, looking to shut down that Vala, and maybe the Maev as well.
Yeah, of course, we remember APM, former member of Denial Esports, as well as B-Step, played alongside Glaurung, King Caffeine, K1 Pro, iDream, McIntyre, to name a few. He's looking to get back into the HGC, apparently. His first time, as far as I know, this season participating in the Open Cup, joining the boys from the University of Laval, who, you know, had quite the run at Heroes of the Dorm 2018.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm very excited to see how this game goes. I'm delighted to see how Team Name Change puts up with this. They are a very strong squad, and I'm looking to see the fight that they put up against this Tassadar Vala madness here.
So let me introduce the team on the left-hand side. It is Team Name Change. We have Nem Avenger on the Murda, Metball on the Cassia, Smitty Werbin going to be playing the Alex Straza here tonight. Beady Buttkiss on the Malthiel solo lane, and rounding it out on Maev is going to be Netball 11.
And on the side of Brilla and Limonada, it is Earth playing Sonya, Harry Blob playing the Deckard Cain, Electromad playing his arch nemesis Diablo, Dids on Tassadar, and the ever-famous APM on the Vala.
All right, so what are you looking for here out of this Cass and Vala composition that Umbrella and Limonada are bringing in here?
Well, I'm looking for Dids to hit Q on Vala, and whenever it's on cooldown, and APM to just kill people. That's the short version of it. But Tassadar is going to be looking to put his shield onto the hyper carry, and it's basically up to the rest of the team to sort of get somebody in position and just start executing targets. Diablo's very good at pulling people out of position. You're going to see Electromad, pushing people around, getting a stun here on the Murden right away. Looks like Tassadar, of course, going for the Psy Storm quest right here. Not a surprise, pretty much standard here for Tassadar, and we're going to get a pause. That's going to allow us a little bit more time to talk about what these two teams are up to.
Yeah, first pause of the evening by what appears to be TNC. One of their players having a bit of lag. I think they'll be back in a moment, but top lane matchup, Malthiel Sonya. I know I've gotten to play this a few times from both ends of the spectrum, especially since, like, what was it, 3-4 months ago now that the Sonya reworks came in. Malthiel had a bit of a tweak as well.
Yeah.
I think it favors Malthiel once he gets to die alone still. If you're playing the matchup right, I think Sonya just still has so much trouble. The touch of death's going to come in. So we'll see if BD can handle Earth up there on his Sonya. But what are your thoughts on the matchup there?
The matchup in top lane, I think Malthiel plays that a little. I think both players kind of want to play that a little bit more passively. I think definitely Sonya in the early game has an advantage, but I don't. In an even fight here, I don't see either one of them necessarily taking structures or really getting any serious damage on there. And it's Infernal Shrines too, so this is more of an off-lane situation. You know, if both players just wanted to sit in a bush and soak, in some cases that would be, be fine. It's not ideal, but it's not going to lose you the game. You really just want to make sure that you don't die is the very first rule of being up here in the top lane on this map.
Absolutely. Still waiting here.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly how long they need here, but
But yeah, looking at their comp, Sonya, it's going to depend on what she goes. I have to assume she's going to go standard Sonya build. She's going to go Wrath, and they're not going to get crazy with any kind of leap action, especially into like a Malthael Cassia, because Cassia comes in, blinds Sonya. Sonya gets no Wrath and can't really do anything. So really, it's going to be Diablo and trying to get. I think they're trying to pull people out of position. They're trying to set up the Deckard Cain route. And once you set up the Deckard Cain route, your Vala goes in, starts killing people with the Tassadar shield, so you can't get a counter kill on Vala. Sonya just goes ham on everybody. Sonya zones people out. And Diablo's, the whole time peeling. And, that's just this. It's a hyper carry comp. It's, how these things go. On the side of TNC, I think it's a little bit less obvious. What they're going to do. Murda, a very versatile tank. One of his big things, he can soak up a lot of damage and just regen it all back. Cassie is going to be looking to shut down the Vala. I mean, that's, sort of a counter pick. In addition to being very strong and putting on a lot of damage, Charge Strikes is going to do a lot. You get people in that Warden's Cage. Cassie pops Charge Strikes. Malthael gets his trait onto everybody. That's a lot of damage inside there if you decide to go the Warden's Cage route.
Yeah, it really is. Especially with the Charge Strikes, as you mentioned, because if she can connect that onto all 5 heroes, that is a considerable chunk that I don't think Deckard Cain's going to have too easy of a time of healing up. Tassadar is not going to be able to shield all 5 of them. That could be an option. I still really think the Containment Disc might be the better play here. If you shut that Vala out of a fight and you can push past and maybe dive on top of a Deckard Cain, maybe you use the Valkyrie to pair with it to just isolate that Deckard Cain.
Yeah.
We'll see. I know. Well, all right. So I know the Valkyries had some issues with it being bugged out a bit where it won't actually pull the target. But I don't know. I feel like that could be the option for them, especially with a Stormbolt follow-up. Here we are back in the action, finally. Welcome back to Cup number 4, ladies and gents.
Yeah, Sony has to tap right away, so BD Buckus doing a really good job up here in the solo lane, putting a lot of pressure onto Earth.
Yeah, he's definitely a good player. I've seen him play this solo lane plenty of times in the past, and I know I mentioned that Ta Open. He didn't actually participate in that event. He split it out as we see this invade coming in on this siege camp. Looks like Nem Avenger's going to hold sturdy on that Murda, and here comes the Umbral Bind connecting onto 2, and that's going to be a kill. First blood of the game on top of Deckard Cain. Falling low now is Vala, 34 health, not going to be able to finish her off, but they do get the camp, ghostDunk.
Just barely getting out and surviving, but TNC picks up that camp. An excellent invade there coming out from them. Very strong early game pressure on the side of TNC. They fought right into that choke, and Maiev just went to town, getting the Umbral Bind and everybody. They pull people out of position, and they're able to execute plenty of people. Murda just walks in there, no fear, and just completely controlled that space.
Yeah, I think really just knowing that Nem was able to stand there so sturdy was the reason they won that. But also the choke point where that Umbral Bind was able to come out from Maiev. Look at that. There is the phase shift going to get him out. Dids will survive for now. But really, the Maiev was the one who set that whole play up with that Umbral Bind. It was enormous and was able to isolate out that Deckard Cain for the kill.
Yeah, they're going to start on this camp this early. Oh, well, no, it's not early, actually. It's the pause confused me. The shrine up in 30 seconds. I said early, then I looked at the timer and I go, no, that's absolutely perfect. That's normal timing for this map. The pause completely threw my internal clock off, but they're going to start down here on the side of TNC, getting that siege up in the corner. Malthael's going to be up on their bruisers starting it. It looks like Maiev is going to try and get some damage onto the camp so that TNC's camp wins out here. BD Buckus taking a bit of damage down here on the camp. Yeah, Maiev is in fact going to clear that. BD Buckus almost losing the 1v1 to the bruiser camp. He's going to probably go ahead and back, I believe. No, Malthael is waiting. Malthael may decide. Yeah, no, he's backing.
So here's the thing. They have the Alexstrasza. They have the Dragon Form. Do they want to pop it? They're already down. Look at it. 20-3. There's the Dragon finally. But Malthael's so far away, ghostDunk. I don't know if they're going to be able to do much in this fight. They do get an Umbral Bind on top of Vala. She's pretty low. Going to get healed up a bit by Deckard Cain there. And they do take over positioning inside the shrine.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon's like 2 heroes, basically, whenever it's popped, so Malthael doesn't necessarily need to be there. But no, Malthael does have On of Pale Force, which allows him to get to the fight very quickly. APM taking a ton of damage, getting shut down. Did's not able to get the shield. It could have been off cooldown at that time, and Vala goes down here on the Shrine. The Shrine probably going over to TNC.
Yeah, a little bit of met ball there with the Fend finishing off Vala, and that's the worst thing you want to see if you're Umbrella and Limonade, because that is your entire damage suite right there. The Vala has to stay alive in these fights.
Yeah, it's absolutely the key to every single one of these team fights. Vala goes down, and basically your comp doesn't work. And there's a pull onto Diablo. John Cena taking Diablo's health way down. Diablo turning back, trying to get some damage onto the Punisher here. Diablo getting healed up by these Deckard Cain potions, but this is going to be a fort going down, and TNC doing an amazing job taking their early game advantage and controlling the tempo in this game.
I loved the sequencing there. Obviously the Punisher jump, and then you saw the Stormbolt, you saw the Umbral Bind, and they connected in unison. We're able to do a chunk of damage on top of Diablo. He had the backup so far, it gave him that entire fort. So wonderful job in synchronization there by TNC.
Yeah, and they go up and they get themselves a tower for free. They back off. They don't have any minions to siege that mid lane any further. They're going to immediately step onto this camp. They have a level advantage, but they realize Sony is up in the top trying to soak through. They get this camp for free, taking it away from Umbrella and Limonade.
I'm very pleased with the rotations and the map sense right now from TNC. You can tell that they're again playing in sync and able to see all across this map. Malthael makes it back up the top to find that soak as well. They're just
Murda
getting all the camps. They've gotten all 6 of the siege camps on the bottom half of the map thus far in the game, Ghost.
Oh, that is absolutely incredible. But Murda way out here, maybe try to get a rotation here from UL, but Murda able to stun Diablo before anything bad happens. The rest of the team rotates in to support Malthael, still cleaning up off laning as he does. Maiev waiting in the bush there, just getting vision there. She knows she's been spotted, but they're just going to force the 9-8 onto this front wall here. They're trying to get 10 here, maybe off of these towers. After the tower XP changes, I don't think that necessarily gets them done. It might, but they are backing off. They're not able to siege that any further. And meanwhile, the Khazra camp just taking out that well.
Yeah, I think that was part of their idea there, was making sure that that camp wasn't able to be cleared up for free. They didn't get much at that bot wall, but I think just the time they bought there was worth it, as they're grabbing yet another camp. I believe we're about maybe 40 seconds away from seeing another Punisher start spawning up. But
there's 10 here. And you saw earlier how important that well is when this next Punisher mid Tastar bothered using a shield on it to make sure that the Khazra camp didn't hurt it any further. But immediately they use their 10s and they are not letting up. TNC goes in for this camp.
And Ghost, it's going to be Warden's Cage and Ball Lightning are the selections. We also see Die Alone, Life Binder, and Avatar. I'm not mad either way. The Warden's Cage will look at Diablo in trouble right here. There's a great
sleep. Stay a while and listen from Harry Blob, but everybody woken up immediately, not able to put any damage, and they're pulling everybody in the Warden's Cage. Diablo pops the lightning breath, but Deckard Cain is the first to fall. Everyone on TSA looking very low. Sonya coming in, trying to clear everything up, but they're able to back off with the help of Dragon Form pop from Alex Straza.
There is still a, last rights available. There it is, used on Diablo. They end up picking up the kill. It's a 2-for-1 right now. But they had to use the Dragon Form there, and just now we see the Shrine activating. Will that change how this is going to play out? The first one, we saw the Dragon be so useful in swinging the tide of that battle under the Shrine. This time, not available for TNC. Will it make a difference here?
It depends if they can get some kind of pick. They're trying to find one on Sony here, but the flip goes down onto Murda, but he's going to hop out and going to be just fine here. And it looks like they are conceding this for now just to clear up waves, but we're going to see what their plan of attack is now with Malthael coming in on the flank.
I just don't know if they can push this back out. It's not the same story we saw last time. Lightfinder's back up, but they don't have the Dragon. Diablo being locked down, Umberbind connecting onto him, but put to sleep by Stay a While and Listen. They find the Deckard Cain. Wow, actually that was a really good kill on him because they had Maiev locked in. They're now going to get a kill on top of Sonya. Looks like there is the last rights, picking up its second kill of the game. 2 stacks there for PD Butkus.
Yeah, too many people woke up and they were able to sit there and focus the Deckard Cain, who was not able to cancel in time to start moving away. And the Alex Strauss is just broken. Forget Dragon Form. She's got Lifebinder. She's got Abundance, which is her W ability. You know, she just heals way too much. Smitty is out of mana, but they do have only one little skeleton left here on this Punisher. Meanwhile, the classic 1v1 between Malthael and the Producer Camp happening up here. They're going to grab this. BD Butkus is going to immediately back up. They're going to take the Frozen Punisher, and they're going to start pushing mid as this camp pushes on.
Yeah, this fort's going to be dead pretty easily. The question is, we'll be able to get a keep wall. Here comes Maiev looking to get that Umbral Bind. Drops a Warden Cage as well. Getting 4 locked in, but they're not able to stay here. A great pushback. That Lightning's Breath from Diablo, putting a lot of these members from TNC at low health, and they're going to have to get killed back up by the Alex Strauss. There goes the leap in by the Frozen Punisher. Another Stay a While and Listen by Deckard Cain on point, locking in 4. And they might be able to find a kill on Netball here. Cassia very low and gets the Q, but Malthael's going to lose his life.
Yeah, everybody gets out except for Malthael Netball, very close in danger. Diablo tries to find it. That time to stay in while and listen was absolutely on point. Amazing play there coming from Harry Blob. Really locking everybody down. When everybody was at low health, they're able to sort of take a second and take a while and listen and look and find the hero with the lowest health pool and take them out and, you know, just get one kill and stop sort of the onslaught. So really, for TNC, I really like their draft because not only do you have the Cassie counter, but you have Alex Straza. And with Alex Straza, with Abundance and with Lifebinder, I don't think the damage on the side of Umbrella and Limonade is bursty enough to go against Lifebinder. You saw many times Cassie going in, they get Cassie very low, Lifebinder comes out, and they can't finish her off in time before Lifebinder goes out. So we're going to have to see some burst here coming out from the Sonya.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. So far, Smitty doing a great job on the Alex Straza. Had a awesome little heal there, the Gift of Life, keeping alive Cassia in that last fight. Metball was so low, I can't believe he lived. But yeah, definitely shout out to Smitty, playing really well so far. And of course, as mentioned, the Dragon, it was played really well on the first Punisher phase inside the shrine, and then it was able to help win that fight before the second one. So Dragon usage has been on point as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Not completely necessary for the shrines, although when you use it on the shrines, you kind of dominate them. So we saw how well the last shrine worked without that, and they may be looking for a bush gank here. They pretend like they back off. No, they see that they've got a shot onto this fort. Murda taking the shots here, but they are going to back off. They see the rotation coming in from UL, and they're going to just sort of leave that fight alone and try and win the race to 16.
Yeah, I think just keep working on the soak. They obviously have been controlling the map thus far in the game. Their structures are super healthy, and without the fort at mid, without the fort at bot, TNC can start sitting in some really aggressive bushes, potentially looking for some fights. I think their comp has what they need, especially if they can lock him in with that Warden's Cage, that they can get a lot more kills, especially on targets like Vala and Deckard Cain that are not too healthy in terms of total HP pools. And if they get bursted down, then, you know, it could be lights out heading to the next Immortal phase, or Punisher phase. Yeah,
we finally see Sonya split off. For a while, UL had no choice but to just 5-man death ball, and they might see if they can get a pick on this Sonya. They are looking in this bush here. We have a big bush party. We have a help sign. Vala finds them out. APM, no dummy, realizes that they could be hiding anywhere on this map, and they avoid catastrophe.
Yeah, veteran bush check there by APM, showing his HGC experience there. Okay, so I mean, this is really the point in the game that Umbrella and Limonade has to make something happen. If they don't start getting some Punishers, they're gonna be really far behind, because this is gonna be threatening a keep here. So here comes the charge in on Murda, and Fallen Low gets locked in by Vala, and there's the Lightning Breath. The Warden's Cage is on the backside, as well as the Stay While and Listen. Fallen Low is Deckard Cain, and the Passadar. Deckard Cain does fall. That's a triple kill, because Sonya died in there as well. Diablo could be next to go down, and it is once again the dragon form, winning a fight for TNC. And look at this, a free shrine all for them. They're going to start even pushing forward onto this keep wall.
Yeah.
This is huge for TNC right now.
Yeah, this is rough. TNC, UL got exactly the fight that they wanted, and TNC was just able to walk away like it was nothing. With in between Dragon Form, Warden's Cage, and the burst. Oh, and Diablo caught out. What a wonderful Umbral bind from Netball there, and the rest of the team following up to get a big Diablo kill. Well done there by TNC. And TNC, they know this comp inside and out. Very practiced, very crisp communication coming out from them, and they look impossible to defeat right now in a team fight.
Yeah, and the worst part for Umbrella and Limonade is their Diablo is now sitting on 6 stacks of his Black Soulstone. So without the souls, he's gonna have a very hard time getting back up here and making a sturdy defense of this keep. The Punisher is pushing down the lane. Here comes TNC looking to pick up the first keep of the game.
Yeah, and without too many minions pushed up here, 16 seems like a long way away. That's a lot of time to wait for Triplet. And E coming out from Tassadar as they back out. Sonya pops Wrath, but they are all focused onto the keep. John Cena comes back to punch at Murda and looking for a big stun onto Tassadar and takes him out. Nemavender taking Tassadar out. Here's the Warden's Cage into the stay a while and listen, but everybody's getting low. APM getting super chunked out here. Here comes the Ball Lightning, takes out Deckard Cain. Vala finds her way back into the Hall of Storms, but the Punisher is on the core, and so is the rest of TNC. It's a 5v3. They're going to focus down Diablo. Diablo goes down, and this is the beginning of the end. Earth trying to spin onto everybody. Everybody's starting to get a little bit low, but it is too little too late as the game goes over to Team Name Change.
Yeah, huge victory here for them. 15-2 in the kill department. Game number 1 heading over to TNC. Really well played up against a squad that has this sort of resume, ghostDunk.
Yeah, absolutely proving the power of friendship and really it's teamwork and communication that really brought this team together. They knew exactly how their comp worked. They knew exactly amazing Warden's Cages coming out from Maev.
Teamwork and communication, is that what TNC stands for now?
Oh my
Teamwork
God.
and communication.
Oh, blessed be. Oh my goodness. I did not even think about that, but I'm sure it does. I will talk to the captain of TNC and they're going to tell me it is 100% intentional. But yeah, Netball, really good Warden's Cage. And you saw BD Buttkiss, that if you go back and watch that last team fight, BD Buttkiss had amazing patience, was just sitting there auto-attacking minions, waiting for his chance to get a mark onto Sonya and W into the fight. Just kind of chilling out. This whole team's fighting. He's like, I'll be there. I'll be right there. Don't worry.
I got you.
Yeah.
He didn't even have to use his last rights till the very end, killing an already dead Diablo. But I think all 3 of them were played pretty well. Actually, no, I think there was one that didn't end up getting the kill. But overall, great usage there, getting the execution kills with that last rights. And dominating inside the shrine. You saw in that last one, he was able to solo it himself while the team pushed down that wall in the bot lane, securing the keep, securing the game. So Malthael ended up being a really solid pick for them. And their bans, I think, make sense. They got rid of the Phoenix, they got rid of the Thrall, and it ended up working out for them really well. Yeah.
Really, that just shows the power of Alexstrasza this game. I'm trying to think about, I really liked the comp coming out from UL, but I think their plan hinged a little bit too much onto the stay a while and listen. Because every time it came out, it only really got value once. And they were able to finally get a kill, and they came up in it ahead in a team fight. But every time it came out, it didn't matter. Everybody got woken up. I don't know if it was a focus issue or if it was just Alexstrasza never got caught in it. And that's some really excellent play from the Alexstrasza player.
Yeah, it's really tough to have that ultimate when you have heroes like Tassadar and Vala who want to do a lot of AoE damage and really holding back the trigger on launching like a Psystorm or a multi-shot.
Absolutely.
But it ends up being a very dominant victory for TNC.
Yep.